Hey there, I am trying to show how to build a steel town. And so what I've done is the wine town that I built, I'm using the same thing. So if you want to use wine or grapes at least to build some money up, then potentially once you have the money, you can convert it to steel, and then from there you can go blue steel. So right now I am in the process of converting to steel. And what I have done is I've got all my power set up so that across here I will have every spot, I will have uh, enough energy. Now I don't do the water pumps because the ponds will cause the mines to be flooded, which means that they just take longer to produce um, the iron. You can do it that way, but I prefer not to because I don't have the patience to wait. And it maybe if you got a place that has mountains on both sides, or you've got the one that's got mountains on the back and the front, then that might work. But other than that, I don't really see that working. So basically, what I've done, like I said, is I've gotten this. Now, I ended up redoing my area over here because I had put this, initially put a nuclear power plant here. And since the nuclear power plant didn't work like I thought it was going to, it was doing 3 2. So this last one only had 2 energy. So what I did was I put one like on this end, like now this end will get the proper amount of energy. And had I done that over here, I wouldn't have put 2. But since I had to, and I already know in advance that when you, actually you can't see it from there, when you go to create blue steel, you notice that it requires 10 energy, 1 uniform, and 5 steel. Well, if I leave the 2 there, and so that would be, I believe that this would be 4 from each, and then this would be 3. So if I got 3 from each one, that'd be 6. Goodness, excuse me. Okay, so it would be 6 from these 2, and then this would give 3. And I had this here for my purpose of my one thing, it makes energy, and 2, I had it for the purpose of my uh, refineries. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of what they were called. I was learning to call it reformery, and I know that's wrong. Okay, so the refineries. Now, since I have it, I've got, like I said, 6 from those 2, then 3 from that. That makes 9 for this, and this one gives it, if you look, it does 3, 2, and then 1 because it's hard to explain it, but these three spots from that one, from the road over to here, get 3, and from the road over to here, get 2, and so the one beside of the 2 gets 1. So this would get 1, 6, and 3, so it would get 10. So what I'm going to do is put a steel mill here, and the purpose of that is for the blue steel, and I think I'm going to go get that far and go with the blue steel, but if I don't, then I'll just use it for steel. The steel mills I put here, here, and here, and this one gets 3 water, and this one just gets 2, and this one just gets 2. They all have 5 power, so that worked out. So probably over here I had intended to put my refinery that does petroleum over there, and then I realized, because it has 1 water, and then I realized it's too far away from the oil seep, so I put this over here, and it needs a water drum, but really that's okay because I'm not going to be selling that often, and these I have to do water drums for everything else anyway, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. It looks like I'm low on water right now. I don't know why I'm completely out, but that is where I am right now. I'm still probably going to be rearranging some things, probably take that off of this row, definitely move those, and probably put mines all the way across. If you notice now, I am going to have to raise some sheep in order to get what do you call it, to get some wool, okay? But I'll probably do like a similar thing with put 2 more ponds here and put trees here, and then maybe put 2 sheep pens. Well, actually I'm gonna have to plant some, I'm gonna have to grow a little bit of wheat, get everything that is required for, and maybe I'll move this road down here and put some, I've got to get a couple ATVs, get some sheep, and probably a couple of farmers, because I'll need a little bit of cotton and a little bit of wheat. So I'm going to have to grow cotton for the cotton yarn and grow wheat for the sheep. And anyway, usually what I like to do is get one thing going first. So right now, what I'm trying to get going is the steel. Trying to start creating it. You can see I've got 3 steel already. I had to have, I had created a steel mill before and had enough steel to build this power plant, but I needed 5 more to build that. So I've created 5 steel and created this power plant. I've got 3 more steel created, and so right now I'm creating steel, and I'll I want to, I'm going to see how much steel sells for. I'm not like out of money, but it's useful to know when you are uh, building out, you might not exactly have the money. So if you sold the iron sells for 46,000 for 10 of them. You can see that there. And then if you're selling the steel, it's 470,000 for 10 of them. So as you're gearing up, getting ready to sell steel, that's what you can expect. Now, also keep in mind that I am going to be also creating, I'm going to need 3 fabric plants, and the one creating the cotton yarn only needs 1 energy, and the one, let's see, 3, 2, 1, that won't be good. This won't be good. Anyway, I'm going to have to figure out, I'll look at things and analyze it, but keep in mind that when you create the fabric plants, that the 2 that make yarn need 1 energy. The one that needs that creates the uniforms needs 3 energy. Everything that they create gets stored in a warehouse, but oh goodness, I left that on. But and that's another thing that you have to watch out for. If you forget when you create a power plant and leave it on, these right here are not so bad unless they're right next to the oil seep. They're not actually going to produce, even if you don't turn them off. But obviously the nuclear power plants, they don't need anything. They'll just generate every 20 seconds. They'll generate energy they don't need any fuel to do that. And that's really the only advantage of a nuclear power plant. But I'm not going to worry about this 16 energy because I'm going to be building some things, and so I'll use it up, that and more, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm just letting you know where I am. I've got several things to figure out. I've got the steel going. What I need to do after that is to make uniforms. So actually I want to complete my steel process first. I want to work on these, and I'll come back and tell you before I do anything on the uniforms. But to create uniforms, you need to make the uniforms, it takes wool, yarn, and cotton yarn. And to make the what do you call it? I'm sorry. To make the cotton yarn, you need cotton and lumber and energy. Those 3 things. 1 lumber, 1 energy, and 5 cotton. That makes 1. You need 3 of those for every wool 1 that you do. The only thing to remember here is if we have 1 dedicated fabric plant to making cotton yarn, that will be enough, because what I can do is make the uniforms very slowly because we'll go over how to balance it out. But if you make them really quickly, that'd be great if you're trying to sell them. But we're not trying to sell them. We're going to use one uniform for every 5 steel that we create, because if you look at at the blue steel, 5 steel, 10 energy, 1 uniform. Okay, so for every 5 steel, which it takes a minute to make 5 steel, that's why I want to build out my mines a little more. But so if we make the uniforms a little bit slowly, that'll be all right. And I didn't mean for this to be so long on explanation, but I want it to make sense to everybody. So I'm going to get busy with getting some more mines set up and figuring out how I want to get the uniform factories and fabric plants and the ranchers and all that. So I'll be back when I get ready to build something other than mines. Okay, I've been working on it. I'm not sure what all I have gotten accomplished because there's so many things going on. That's why I like to get one thing going. Okay, so I've got my iron going. I still feel like I need a few more loggers, but I'm trying to kind of figure out how I'm going to do everything. What I've decided is I'm probably going to put another lumber mill down here so that we can have more lumber going, because not only do we have all the lumber for all of these guys, which I might have to shut some off, I don't know. Looks like we're not having a shortage of iron. Okay, so might have to shut some of them down so that when I create the uniform factories or the fabric factories, what I decided was I'll put the one that's going to create the uniforms right here, and that will give it 3. It's I think from the nuclear power plant, this row would be 4 and this row gets 3 energy, so I'll put it right here. And then it goes to 1. So these 2 should get 1. So I will put the, let me go ahead and stop this. I had to get some extra energy. So anyway, so I'll put a fabric plant here, two here, one for wool and one for cotton. They will have, one of them, the one that's doing cotton, will have fairly decent access to the silo. They will both be able to utilize this. Well, I didn't think about them putting water back here. This warehouse, which now doesn't seem like such a brilliant idea, but anyway, they will have access to this warehouse. There probably won't be an overabundance of water. Then if the I made a storehouse so that they can put the wool in it when the wool is made, and it will be in close proximity to these fabric plants as well. So that's what I'm planning. I made a silo so that when we grow the cotton and the wheat, we have a place to put it. And me see, what else have I done? I added more water facilities. We were struggling with the water, so now we are not. Now we're good to go. I wanted to leave these as long as I can, but I think that I have built all the water that I'm going to need. What I'll end up doing is I'll probably put the two ranchers right here, and then if I need to build another water facility here or here, I could, but I'll probably I noticed that I left like one row. I'll probably put a sheep pen down here and a trough and a couple of grinders, and then these guys can go up and get, maybe I'll make a little bit of a road here and put the two ATVs here. And then I've got to figure out over here, I need to find a place to put a couple of farmhouses or farm tractors. So I'm gonna put some farm tractors, ATVs somewhere in this vicinity, and plant some. I kind of was wondering if I need to plant trees down this way. What I might do is try to plant like one cotton plant and then two wheat plants, and then see if I need to plant trees like on this side of it. And so I should leave this open in case I want to put a road down to this a little bit. And then what I can do is just let me do this. I'm going to put the road like this for right now. Dirt roads are easy enough to change. And I'm going to build the two ATVs right here. And then I'm going to, let me sell some of that before we run out of money. Okay, so two ATVs, a sheep pen down here, a trough, a couple of grinders. I'm going to put a cotton plant. That's easy enough to do. I don't have to activate it just because I get it going there. And then a couple of wheat plants. And then I'm going to put two farmers right here and the two ATVs right here. And then I told you what I'm going to do there. And once I get the wool going, then I will go ahead and build these uniform factories or fabric plants over here. I'll delete those and build them there. And before I do that, I might just go ahead and remove these wells and build two more logger houses right here, just because we are not producing lumber quickly, or getting wood and producing lumber quickly enough. So I might have to shut down some mine, or at least some lumber mills, so that we have the wood to do all this building. And so that's where we are, and I'll be back. All right, we now have our sheep pen in place, and what I did was I arranged things a little differently. I put plenty of these grinders. I don't think I'll need that many, but in case I have to get the production going a little faster. Okay, so I've got the two ATVs. I've already started my wheat fields. This is cotton. I'm not going to activate the cotton until I get the fabric plant built. So what I'm going to do now is these guys should start wheat production. You can see right here they've got the wheat going, and they will, these ATVs, these ranchers will get the sheep fed, and it takes 9 feed to do them. So I put it up here instead of at the bottom so that it'd be easy access. If you're out of wood and the sheep needs wood, the lumberjacks will run it to them. And I don't want 6 lumberjacks coming over and running wood down in the corner. If they're picking these trees, it should be easy enough to give wood to the sheep. So that's where we are with that. So we've got that process started. So and we're ready to start the cotton part too. So what I can do is, like I say, go ahead and start building the fabric plants. I want 3 of them. One for cotton, probably put the cotton here, the wool here, so she's got easy access to that, and then this one will be for the uniforms. So I will be back. Alright, I wanted to come back just a minute and show you I've got the one built that's doing the cotton, and it's going well. I've got one cotton yarn, and the one that is going to do the wool yarn, I've got that going, and we've already got 6 wool. Because it took so long to build, and when I delete this it's going to take even longer, and everybody's having to compete for the same materials. So it's going well. It's kind of going step by step the way I wanted it to go. So we've got the cotton yarn we're creating, the wool we're starting, and I'm about to begin the process of creating uniforms. And like I said, we don't need to create these in a great big volume. All we need is 1 for every 5 steel, and I think I'm gonna sell steel one more time, and then I'm going to just start utilizing it for the blue steel. So that's where we are, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the uniform factory in place, and she's already got one uniform made. That was quick because I had started these first two and already had the materials. So I already also started the blue steel, um, because I knew that a uniform would be forthcoming. And you see here, this little guy has got the uniform and is stepping into his office. So we have, in 1.5 minutes, we're going to have our first piece of blue steel for this build, which is a great thing. If you notice that that one cotton plant is like going to pretty much overrun my I'm going to make one more factory, and that way I can have two doing cotton, because what I would hate to do is I leave this running on a script, and I need to do a video on a script. I haven't done that yet, but if I leave it overnight and I'm not here to watch and make sure that the cotton is not overrunning and it fills up the entire silo, then we can't make wool, because there won't be any room for the wheat, even though the wheat gets used really quickly. There won't be any room. During the daytime, if I see it, I can just click on it and I can flush it. And there might be a couple of 1 or 2 wheat in there, but I'm going to flush that cotton right now. That way, what I can do is get this other factory going, and hopefully the two of them will be able to keep up with that one cotton plant. I'm hoping. If not, then I'll just not worry about it. When I go to sleep at night, I'll dream of blue skies and sunny beaches, and not worry about the game. But hopefully this will do the trick. It's going to take me a minute to get for them to get the resources. Let me turn this off, and I'll be back. I'm going to get this built, and I'll be back to show you the town as it is while it's running. Okay, I got the other cotton, or the other fabric plant going, and I've got 2 of them now doing cotton. So they're competing for the cotton, but hopefully I flushed it again after I finally got that one built, and now we're making another uniform, and so we're waiting on that. Now it would appear that the uniforms are the backlog. However, when I turned this on, we had several pieces of steel, and as it is right now, we've got enough to make another one. So it may again wait for the uniform. However, eventually we will get that caught up, and it won't be a backlog waiting for the uniforms. But right now it is, but that's okay. We expect it. But it can be a slow process. So let's watch this guy. Got all those miners trying to get some lumber. What I ended up doing is, you have to, when you're needing materials for building, you have to turn some of your mines off. So for right now, I have turned off 6 of the mines. I've only got 10 going. So that may in fact slow the steel down just a little bit, or it may speed it up. Sometimes if you've got too much going, like all these guys are needing lumber, if I'm not getting the lumber out to them quick enough, then potentially everybody's waiting on lumber, so it takes a longer time to get it out there. It all evens out, I guess, but what I want to do is monitor it. If I start seeing that I've consistently got lumber building up over here, then I know that I can turn on more mines. The other thing that you have to consider is when you turn off mines, if you've had your water going, then you may have to turn off some water also. And I've got all these water facilities turned off because I'm not using as much water, obviously, because these are all turned off. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. And this is my blue steel town. It may not be amazing, I'm sure that if you tweak it a little, if you think it through a little better, you could get a better layout. You could do a lot with it. But now you kind of have an idea of what it takes and how to get started. And so, this is it. It is what it is, and this is what it is. I hope that this was helpful and informative. If it was, like, share, and subscribe. And I hope to make you some more videos really soon and explain more parts about Townstar. Thanks for watching.